Right.
I walk back and forth in my cell, and I say, will in the mind, the body and soul. Will in the mind, the body and soul. Will in the mind, the body and soul. And I'm fighting against this cell. I'm trying to keep my will up because years and years in a cell is difficult.
Sure.
So it becomes a song, and I write the song out. I send the song. I send a tape to someone. They send a tape to Brother Recording Company. And then when you hear the song, it's Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. You dig?
They change it.
Yeah,
right.
they change it. They take your catchphrases, and they take, it's like, if you got a feeling that goes, and you put that into the, and you put that into the music, then that becomes a part of what they call soul. If you say, if you use the expression right on, right, hey, right on, someone hears that, they pick it up, and they say, hey, right on. In other words, all the sound and the soul that comes off of prison, when it gets to your ears, it comes off, I've been so lonely, baby, Heartbreak Hotel. In other words, you hear the bottom part of what's really happening on the top.
But do you remember any other, sure?
Yeah. And clean it up from the matriarch, because all she's doing is giving up sex to it. Because she's going to back up to her fear. Man doesn't back up to his fear. He goes straight into his fear. We've got to get a one-world government.
Well, we want to talk about all of it.
Yeah, we've got to have it, man.
Yeah. Are we going?
Yeah, well, we've got a problem with one. I'd like to continue with the others. Okay, cool. You're fine. Okay, we're recording now. So quiet, please, with the deal. Sorry, come with me. Yeah, we're recording.
Okay. Right, we were talking, we were talking about your music and so on. You said that other people worked out your songs.
Everybody does. That's the whole world. Everybody does it. Everybody does. You do it automatically. You do it automatically. You got a music called rock and roll. Where did it come from? What does it mean, rock and roll? What is this rock and roll? Where does this rock and roll come from? Do you have a level on this thing? Do you have a level on this thing?
Yeah.
Do you have a red line on it that you can't go any louder than a certain way?
You're okay, yes, are you? Okay, yes, you're fine.
Okay, how loud can I go with this? Now, that's where rock and roll comes from. Now you go on a cheer, and you sing on the cheer, someone hears that. They come in and they're going, and they stay in prison 10 or 15 years, and when they're leaving, they're going, You see it? In other words, you got your majesty upside down, and music comes from the crown. Music comes from your king. Music comes from your Lord. Music comes from your soul. Hollywood plays music to little girls. I don't play little girl music. I play music for God. I play music for myself. Then when I come up with a song and they change the words, I say, don't change the words. If you change the words, my shadows are running fast, man. I'm running out of the monk's hood. I'm running out of Boys Town, Father Flanagan's, Nebraska. I'm running out of Irish Catholic Church, man. I'm running out of, you see what I'm saying? In other words, I'm running from IRA. I'm running out of everyone that wants to live on the planet Earth, man. I'm running from nowhere and doing nothing. I'm all the same. It's just such as it goes on, and Shakespeare was a clown.
He changed the words in the song.
He changed it for his little girls, for his money. He compromised himself for money. Crime, you don't compromise yourself for money. You got a poker game. If you can't win, you take your pistol and take the money. You play, and then when you see that you can't win, you just take it. You pull your claymore out, man, and you do what any black pirate does, man. You take everything on the board, and you go from another direction, you know.
That's really important.
Okay.
Did you really audition for the Monkees?
No. You know the reason they put that on there? Because, no, this is very intricate, man. The black hand that comes from the Catholic Church, the Romans have been using for years. The black hand is supposedly the hand of God from the cross that's really upside down. It comes from the Negroes and the slaves that Abraham Lincoln played with.
been talking to other people you remember Fred Melcher?
Yeah.
Fred Visite?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, it's all right. I used to play around with his daughters. That's Frank Costello, Abbott Lou Costello. Yeah. Yeah, I know those people, yeah.
I remember you very well.
I'm, you know, I get around. I know, you know, that's my neighborhood, you know, like Jimi Hendrix lived, what, 3 doors from Dennis, and Elvis lived 2 blocks, you know, so that's just like going and looking in somebody else's icebox. But you see, here's the thing, man, like me in particular, I'm not, you know, like, I'm not impressed very easily by very much, you know. I'm impressed by my counselor and associate warden to see if I can get to get to a guitar. Huh?
You weren't impressed by Elvis.
No, I didn't, we weren't, his divorce court was, that's another thing you got to realize. See, everything here is upside down. Everything that you do goes off to someone else. The real Humphrey Bogart and the real James Cagney was not really criminals. The real criminals died somewhere in San Quentin and Folsom, and the actors took them off, what we call take it off. You take it off and play it. You hear somebody sing something, you hear somebody say something, you say, that's cool, right on. The underworld, the slang that comes from down under, the kangaroo, the bottles and stoppers with the 1s and 2s to the plates of meat for the jiggles and jars and the hammers and tack in the back.
Someone said you were going to work on a movie about Frank.
Yeah. The Hebrew wanted to do that. Stromberg. He made a movie about something. He wanted me to play with Hamisa Kayla from South Africa and Big Black from Kenya. And I told him I'm not going to get in between those 2 guys, you know, because, like, I'm not into mixing races. And then he accused me of being a racist because I didn't want to mix races. See, in other words, they used the black people to control the music. That's why in America you can't get rock and roll over into the American consciousness unless you go to England, because they got a lock on it from Nashville. They got a lock on it from James Brown, from the Chain Gang. They got a lock on it from the prison, because the prison is, a big percentage of prison is run by black inmates. It's run by the fear of black inmates. Fear has a big thing to do with music. Who holds the fear holds the sound. Who holds like the mules get on one side of the mountain and go, and the mules get on the other side and go, and the loudest mule, all the jennies go to the mule that sings the best. It's the same thing with the music. The music has big controls that come out of Boston, that come off the Dukakis campaign, that comes off of John F. Kennedy, that comes off of Castro, that's a play on the Blue Eyes, that's a play on the Spanish court.
So you knew what was movie people then, remember?
Yeah, I had all that. I'm a gangster. Yeah, I'm a crook.
You had music people exposed to you there, and thinking of someone like Bobby Beausoleil at the time.
Yeah, Bobby's very good. He's a genius. He's a young genius. I was really impressed by that youngster. He really could get down. See, getting down with music is not the same thing as playing music out front for the people. Getting down with music is going in the mountains and throwing up a fire and getting the drums and getting down. That's, you know, that's really getting funky, man.
So tell us, when you were meeting with Dennis Wilson and all these people, you lived in his house for a while with the girls?
No, I won the house in a poker game. Diamond lost the house. He was the Buffalo Springfield. The Buffalo Springfield comes off Kentucky Rifle. The Kentucky Rifle comes off the Queen of England when she comes over to Kentucky to get her horses. She comes over there to get her horses because that's a horse's head thought that comes off a Ferrari, that big black 200 horse little red car that the business manager drives, and he's got the hit men on the telephone over there on the Brother Recording Company. In other words, like, they're in a poker game and they lose the house.
Okay, so let's talk about what you got there. You were living in Dennis' house and you went on a poker game.
It was Tom Mix's house.
Okay, right. So, with you and with the girls, right? And with Bobby Beausoleil.
Mm-hmm.
What was your life about then? Was this the family? Was it you?
No, we lived